Hi, hello. Oh, there I am. Yes, I know it's not Saturday, and I'm not going to do a lally. I was just on my own with the dogs, trying to drum up interest in redoing my. Oh God, I'm stuck to it now. Static is terrible. While I start trying to finish off the hexagon jacket, So I just thought I'd see if there was anybody around. I didn't announce it, so most of you will probably watch it when it's no longer live. But hey ho, who cares? I didn't do a Zoom because I wouldn't know who to invite. I've not got technical about Zooms yet, things like that. Hi, Ethan. Hello there. I'm trying to drum up interest in finishing this hexagon jacket, but my finger ends are freezing. Hi, Joe. I'm just lit the fire. There's just me and the doggies. Everybody's gone out. So I just thought I'd kill an hour before the dogs need feeding. They're already circling, but it's not time. This wall is just sticking to me. Does anybody else have static problems like that? I don't know whether it's my electricity or what, but when you're trying to crochet and the wool's sticking to you. Hi, Connie. I'm cold, but apart from that, I've lit the fire. I've lit the fire. It's there, glowing. And it's a wonder Trixie's not sat in front of it because that's what she tends to do. Oh, my finger ends are so freezing, but I can't cope with these mittens on. Hi, Tammy. I would do a Zoom call, but I'm absolutely clueless when it comes to Zoom calls. I get invited to Zoom call. I'm static in this. Oh, static in this stuff, yeah. I can't do Zoom calls. I can join them if somebody invites me, but I haven't actually managed to know how you make a Zoom. Oh, this is so. I didn't know I was so electric. Oh, my hands are that freezing, Ethan, that. Oh, I don't know. I can't remember if I put a chain in between. Oh, do you know, I wish I knew. If I only had a brain, I would be useful in this world, wouldn't I? That's the problem. I do not like whips. I don't know what you're all like, but I don't like a whip because when I put it down, I might as well just frog the whole thing because I've got no idea where I'm up to, what I'm doing, and anything of the kind. I can't even remember if I put a chain in between. Oh, somebody's. Oh, gosh. It's Tracy. Tracy from Crochet Rocks. And if you don't watch her, you should do. She's very, very funny. Very funny. She keeps saying things like anyhow and anywho, and then she keeps saying, I shouldn't say that, I shouldn't say that. So she started saying sausages instead. Uh, I must watch myself back, although I don't think I want to know if there's anything I keep saying over and over again. Some sort of annoying little catchphrase that you say. You know, yeah, Mine is like that, or who knows. That's my annoying phrase that I use a lot. Yeah. Yeah, I was just bored, Easton. I was really bored. There's nothing on the telly. I didn't bother wanting to watch it because I'm sick of the news, yeah. Hi there, bears, crochet critters. I'm having trouble. I'm staticking with my wool here, or my yarn, or whatever you want to call it. Oh, I've got a knot in it now. It's only a little knot, so I'll crochet around it. Stuck to it. I'm having such trouble here. No, as I was saying, Tracy said that she's got this annoying habit of saying who or any who or whatever. And I don't know what mine is apart from, yeah, I keep saying who knows or whatever. Oh, thank you. I'm glad I've got a smiley face. Hi, Rick. Hi, happy Friday. I'm trying to G myself up into finishing this whip or whatever you want to call it. I put it down before Christmas because, as you know, I went right off everything at Christmas. We were all a bit poorly, and so I decided to put it down. So when I decided, oh, excuse me, to pick it up again, I've got no idea. He does occasionally. Yes, Trev does come on occasionally. Not always on a regular basis, but he does come in now and again. He's still fine as far as I know. I don't think he makes any videos though at the moment. So, oh hi, Miss Bella. Yeah, he's still around and he's still fine. He's still making things. I think he's still doing his resin. I think he's still doing his resin. Although he does have one of those not quite enough yarn, Leslie. She calls it her whirly whirly machine. It's one of those Addy machines. And having said that, I watch, as you know, Alt Knots. Not Alt Knits, Alt Knots. She is really a gothy kind of lady. She fascinates me. She's got this bright red hair and really thick black eye makeup. But she bought one of those like Addy machines that has a little lid on it. It looks like a little toadstool. And of course it comes in sicky pink and white, but that's not her at all. She's customised it all. I wouldn't have gone to all the trouble. She's customised it all and painted the top red, and it's black and red with like blood dripping down it. But then she's like she's into that sort of gothy stuff. And but it seems to be quite a small one. It's only like making kind of leg warmer size things. I think I must have put a chain in between. It's not looking as big. I think I must have put a chain in. So she's only made leg warmers. Like she said, it's too small to make a hat with it, except maybe a child's hat. I don't use my whirly whirly, my Addy, as much as I might, because I think it's very much geared to the American size 4, the worsted type yarn. Ours is double knitting here, or the next one up is an Aran. And I did find that, the Aran was a bit heavy going on it, unless you got a finer Aran that was kind of no wool in it. So I haven't really used mine. I've got the both sizes of the Addy. I won't part with them, mind you, but, So I keep saying I'm going to get it out and use it again, but it's a bit difficult because I've no room in my shed at the moment. I still have not tidied it up. And I've got nowhere to put anything at the minute. As I said before, nothing is on the floor. It's not everywhere. It's just higgledy-piggledy, if you know what I mean, yeah. It's too small for hats, unless you're doing a child size. If you watch Alt Knots when she's customising hers, she made it look lovely, black and red, it's gorgeous. But she said it's only really big enough for leg warmers. I believe the Centro is a bit bigger. It's got a few more needles than the Addy. So, I believe that's sort of a bit better size. Well, my phone's gone doolally. It's turned itself off. It just keeps buzzing at me. And I don't want it to buzz. I want it to ring. And I keep looking at it and wondering what I've done. My phone's always been does its own thing, if you know what I mean. We've got a Ring doorbell now. And 9/10 out of the time, it doesn't ring to tell me there's somebody at the door. It keeps switching itself off and going on mute. And I'm like, wah. So how do you know there's somebody at the door if the darn thing keeps going on mute? I mean, I did have to take it back to factory settings, if you remember, because it went all peculiar and I got I took it to 2 phone shops and they said I had a virus on it or a bug on it, and that the only way to cure it was to take everything off it and take it back to factory settings, which of course I didn't know how to do. You know, I'm a dumbo when it comes to technology, and I'll admit it. So anyway, my son did it for me eventually, took everything off and put it all back, and yeah. Oh, you're making doilies. I want to make mandalas, which are sort of like doilies, aren't they? I've got the frames and everything. Got the embroidery frames. I've got it on my to-do list, you know. And also I bought some, well, leatherette, they're not leather, bag bottom things, you know, with the holes punched in them to make bags with. Another thing that's on my to-do list, along with learn to do Tunisian crochet properly. Yeah. Well, I've got a doll's knitting, not a doll, a doll's clothes knitting pattern coming. I must have been in Cloud Cuckoo Land one night when I was on eBay, you know, and I saw this doll's pattern. I've got an 18-inch doll in the shed. And I thought, oh, that seems like a good idea. Next thing, it was in my basket and I bought it. You know, do things jump in your basket when you're not thinking? Or you're like looking at things and you think, maybe. And then next thing, it's in your basket and you bought the flipping thing. I mean, I must admit, the wool I've just bought, I didn't intend to go and buy wool. Well, yarn, as you call it. I intended to go on, hi, Raffaella. I intended to go on and buy the Knit Pro needles. I thought, it's been years since, oh, you've got troublesome tech. I have troublesome tech all the time. It's been years since I bought knitting needles. In fact, I think they're all what I had when I had the wool shop. They're all the old ones. Some of them go round a corner because I knit with it under my arm. So they tend to bend a bit like that, you know, when they go around. I mean, I've lost a lot of weight, but I used to have big bazooms, yeah. And everything used to go around my bust. So I used to bend them. If they were narrow needles, I used to bend them. So I watched a lady. I go to the library and for a knitting group. And there's a lady there. I mean, she's a fantastic knitter anyway. So whether I think in my little tin pot mind that if I got nicer needles, I might knit nicer, yeah. It won't happen, yeah. Oh, Irish crochet lace. I've never got the hang of that. You have to crochet motifs, don't you? Then pin them all out and then crochet in between them. I have never been any good at that. What do they call it? Scumbling or scrumbling? Where you do like crochet and you just go any which way. And then you join it together and go another which way. I've never been able to do that. There's a lady called Prudence Mapstone, and she does the most fantastic. I don't know what you call it. Some people call it scrumbling, some people call it scumbling. What is it called? Freeform. Is that what it's called? Freeform crochet? Where you just go where, you know, your mind takes you. My mind doesn't go that way. Hi, Judy. My mind goes in straight lines. My mind goes in logic. My mind does not go in freeform. I wish it did, because I love the effect of just picking up a colour and deciding that you're going to do something with it. I would finish up with squares or boxes or something really boring. You know, I'm just not... I wish I was. I wish I was more adventurous at designing my crochet. I do a lot of things without a pattern, but they're usually pretty boring shapes, like, you know, like rectangles for bodies and rectangles for sleeves, with maybe a bit of shaping. But I'm not one of these. Now, my friend Sue, if any of you remember my friend Sue that used to come on with me, she's now moved to Scotland, sadly. We're still in touch, don't get me wrong, but she could look at something on Pinterest that was like every which way and do it without a pattern. And she'd show it me mid-design, and I'd say, what on earth are you making? And she'd go, well, this bit goes there and that bit goes here, and then you can see what it is. And I'm like, no, Can't see it at all. And then she would show it me when she'd finished, and I'm like, ah, now I get it, yeah. But I'm no good at that sort of thing, yeah. A spinning wheel. Oh gosh, I've never wanted to go down that. You know, those people who go to knitting shows and they come back with one of those spinning thingies. You know, I've never really wanted to do that. I think I've kind of got enough in my world without learning how to, what do they call it? Spindle spinning thing, isn't it? Where you just get a thing that looks like a pole with a round thing and you sit there spinning it, spinning it. Oh, not got the patience. Not got the patience. And it's like these people who want to do dyeing of yarn. I don't, you know. Oh, a drop spindle, yeah, no, I can't. Oh, no, no. It's too much like hard work, that. I'm not into hand dyeing yarn either. I couldn't do with all the mess. Well, I live with my family now, so I don't think they'd really like it if I started slopping dye everywhere around the kitchen, you know. But I've never really wanted to do it, even when I lived on my own. If you remember my friend Kelly, she did a bit of that. And I did meet up with Catherine from Crafternoon Treats when we were at Yarndale once. When they did Yarndale, they don't do it anymore now. And she did a lot of hand dyeing, but I don't know whether she does it as much now. But do you know, I still can't remember if I put a chain in between each of these. I think I must have done. It's snowing. Oh my gosh. You remember Sue? Yeah, we're still great friends. Don't get me wrong. There's no, you know, we still speak to each other every week. But of course, she lives in Scotland now, so I don't actually physically see her anymore. Although I'm determined to get up there. You know, this summer, I'm determined. I was going to do it last year, and then Sue had a few problems with the house and that. And her partner, he's waiting for a spinal op, so I didn't want to impose on them, you know what it's like when people are not well. So I didn't bother. So, but this year I am determined to go and see her. I miss our chats. I mean, we were like Morecambe and Wise, you know, we just spark off each other. Northern humour, which if you're not Northern, you don't understand. A lot of people don't understand my humour at all. But we're very sort of self-deprecating, if you know what I mean. It's never like self-praise. It's like when I want to sell anything that I've made, I cannot for the life of me describe it in glowing details because my mother's in my ear saying self-praise is no recommendation, Janet. You know, don't blow your own trumpet. So I find it very difficult to say, hey, look at this beautiful whatever it is, yeah, that I've made. Isn't it gorgeous? Isn't it lovely? It would go with. I can do it for other people. If you gave me something that you'd made, I could describe it in glowing detail. I could say, isn't it fantastic? Isn't it fabulousy? You know. But my own stuff, no, I can't do it the same. I wish I could. You had to do a I can't do that. I used to get told off all the time at work. You were supposed to keep a running log of what you did that you thought was worth appraising. I never did it. I used to get told off all the time. I dealt with the general public, and they were one after the other sat in front of me. I worked for the Department of Works and Pensions. I worked on the jobs bit of it. I never had time to stop what I was doing and say, I've just dealt with Mr. So-and-so, and I did this, that, and the other, and he praised me and said how good I was. And I'm like, I can't be doing with that sort of thing. Yeah, performance reviews. I said to them one time, I said, you know if I am doing my job well or not, you know. So why do I have to tell you that I'm doing my job well, yeah? You just put down your tools, have you, John? I don't blame you. It's gone dark and it's cold. I've lit me fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. I won't sing to you. I really won't. But, oh, I can see why I put this down now. It's static. It's sticking to me. To be quite honest, at the age I was, Rick, I couldn't have cared less if they'd have sacked me. By the time they introduced all that sort of stuff, I was already suffering with a bad back and waiting for an operation. And it was kind of like, well, I'll just go on long-term sick then, you know, if you don't. And they're going, well, you have to keep all these records of what you've done and all that. I thought, I haven't got the time or the patience, and you don't pay me enough. And I don't have enough time during the day to sit and write up what I've done. And I'm sure as heck I'm not going to do it when I go home. Yeah. You know, my day was like full on. It was like people in my face, people in my face, people in my face. There was no gaps. There was no time to yourself unless you were on your break. You know, you hadn't got time to sit and write up you know, I have just dealt with Mr. So-and-so, and we did this, and we did that, and we did the other. I didn't have time. So that really, really irritates me. How you're supposed to justify everything you do. I mean, it's pretty obvious when you're working, if you're making a hash of everything, that they know. You don't need to write it down, or you don't need to blow your own trumpet saying, I was wonderful at work today. I got Mr. So-and-so a job. Yeah. It was there in black and white. If you got somebody a job, it was there on the screen. Yeah, like that. Hello, Melly. So that was the one thing that used to bug me about working. Especially when you were working for the government. It wasn't even a private concern, yeah. You know. I used to say the proof is in the pudding. If I get people into a job, you can see it on the screen. So you know I'm working hard, yeah. End of story. Anyway, what are we all doing today besides me struggling with this crochet in here? Oh, they do. They used to do that. It's probably the same in every work. If you coped with the amount of work they gave you, they then thought, oh, we can give her another job. Yeah. It's probably the same in every job. Or if you did a job a little bit too quickly, they would say, oh, you did that in such a time. You can do that every time, can't you? But of course, every job is different. Some jobs take longer than others, don't they? But no, because you did one particular job faster, then. Hi, Magali. Then you were expected to do it that fast all the time. Hey, I'm surprised there's all these people. I thought I'd be talking to myself. I just put it on because I was bored. You know, I only usually do a live on a Saturday, as you know. And I was sat here and I thought, I can't be bothered putting on my camera because my camera wasn't charged up. And A, it wasn't charged up. B, it only does 30-minute videos and then it cuts off. Because I'm too tight to buy a video camera. I did get a new camera for my birthday, as you know, but it's almost identical to the one I already have. And I think it still only does 30-minute videos and then it cuts off. Let me just look at my fire. Oh, it's still okay. That's the trouble with the log burners. If you take your eye off it for a minute, it goes down and then you can't revive it. You have to start all over again. Looking where the dogs are. No idea. Oh, one of them's asleep on the sofa. The family's gone out, so it's my son's birthday on Monday, I think. So they've gone out. He's probably working on his birthday, so they've gone out tonight, I think, in celebration. Oh, God, it's sticking to me everywhere. It's sticking to the desk. It's sticking to me. Hiya. Hi, Magali. So they've gone out tonight in aid of his birthday, I think. I think that's what it is anyway. I didn't ask, to be quite truthful. If you look at my last video, apparently he was behind, behind, which I didn't see. So I do apologise for my rude son standing behind me pulling faces. Obviously, I should have a mirror. When I'm doing, I went into the conservatory and shut the door because I I like to be private when I'm doing my videos. I know it doesn't really matter when people are in the house, but I feel more free when they're not here. You know, it's just me and the dogs, and you know, because I was used to it for years and years. As I used to make videos in my other house, there was only ever me and little Gigi. If you remember little Gigi, there was only ever us two. Gigi was kind of like the pin-up of my live videos or my other videos because he was always there. Yeah. Oh, goodness of me. It's not only sticking to me, it's going into knots now. Oh, flip. Ah, it's got it. It's not a wool I would recommend, or a yarn I would recommend this. It's some I got off eBay. It's, oh no, that's the wrong one. This one's got the green in it. Don't know where that one came from, but it's the same wool. It's called Flash, I think. I don't know where that's come from. That's not the colour I'm crocheting with. How strange. Now, what I'm crocheting with is, yeah, it's still the same Flash colours. I got it off eBay, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's acrylic and polyamide and got some mohair in it. But it's all stranded and it's a bee's knees to crochet with it. It's not exactly, oh, I keep getting these memos. You lost another day? No, it's only Friday, Ruth. Don't get upset about it, yeah. Oh, goodness me, why am I getting all these? I never get, as Tracy from Crochet Rock says, press the subscribe button and press the notification bell, yeah, and you'll get told. I only get told about other people's videos when I'm actually making a video. Doesn't tell me any other time. I miss everybody's videos because I hear about them in the aftermath. You know, I look in my subscriptions and it tells me, oh, so-and-so made a video. And I'm like, oh, why didn't you tell me when they were making a video? It's the same with lives. I never get a notification that anybody's gone live. YouTube used to send me emails, but they stopped a long time ago, and now I never know anywhere. But I would have to sit on YouTube. If I was sat on YouTube, I would get the notifications. But who sits on YouTube all day long? Not me. You know, I do have another life, surprisingly, you know, when I do go out and about and, you know, things like that. But, so hey-ho, what are we all making? What are we all doing? I'm struggling to carry on with this whip thing that I left before Christmas. As I say, I am rubbish with whips. I should never put things down because I don't go back to them. How these people have about 16 whips in different bags and keep track of what they're doing, I have no idea. Once I put it down, I might as well just unravel it because I refuse to say frog. Don't like that word. I unravel things and pick things. You're working on a small dot. When I get my book, I'll show you when I get my new book. Oh, see, I'm getting another one. A live stream. I'm getting notified. No, it doesn't tell you any notifications anymore. You have to go into YouTube, go into your subscriptions and see if anybody's made a video lately. And even then, you have to remember their name and think, I haven't seen so-and-so for a while. So then you have to go and you have to look if so-and-so's made a video. And you find you've missed about 6. It's so annoying. And it gives me notifications on my phone. But usually when I listen to my phone, I'm out. That reminds me, I don't think my phone's not buzzed or done anything. So it's still not notifying me anything. Yeah, see, I've got 3 notifications and it's not telling me anything. Oh, for goodness sake, settings. I'm going to put it on vibrate because at least when it's on vibrate, I do actually hear. I'll have to get my son. to have a look at it when he comes back in. As he says, oh, Mum, you know, it's dead easy. You've only got to do A, B and C. But A, B and C just doesn't work for me. Technophobe, that's what I am, technophobe. Yeah, you find out about lives when they've gone, don't you? And I don't like watching lives once they're over because they're only relevant when they're live, aren't they? You know, when people are talking about things. And also, what makes it worse is my YouTube doesn't show me the comments that people write at the side when I'm watching a video that isn't live anymore. Yeah? So I can't see what people are writing. So I can't see what the lady who's doing the live is talking about. We've got an Alexa, but to be quite honest, I don't use Alexa much. I used to use it for, you know, I'd say, Alexa, play me such a body. And now they've started saying, we will play you tunes by such a body and other ones like them. If you want to have just that person's video, you now have to subscribe. And it's so much a month to subscribe. And I'm like, no, I can go on YouTube and look it up, you know, or I can buy a CD. By the time you've paid so much a month for this Alexa music thingy-majig, you could have bought a CD, you know. Because half the time, I mean, I may put it on maybe once a week, you know, so why would I want to pay so much a month? It's all right, I suppose, if you listen to it all day long, like some people do. I don't like the notification when it's flashing and flashing and flashing. And I'll say, what's the notification, Alexa? And it starts to tell me some strange thing that's in the news somewhere in the world. And I'm like, Alexa, please stop. Yeah. I don't want to know. Stop. Stop. Occasionally it says you've got a parcel coming from Amazon. Very occasionally, but not very often. But, oh, see, it's giving me notifications from other people's videos now, which it hasn't done all day. Maybe I should just leave YouTube on all day, rattling away there in the background. But who wants to do that? You know, we've got a life, haven't we, you know? It was nice and warm in the conservatory today. The sun was shining. It was lovely and warm. I was quite enthralled with it. Let me look at my fire. Oh, it's still burning bright, thank you. Otherwise, I might have to go and put another log on. My son did manage to get me some coal today. I've been about 3 times to the other shop and they didn't have any. So I finished up ordering the kindling and stuff off Amazon. I know it sounds a bit bizarre, but there's just, I suppose everybody's burning coal and burning kindling and burning firelighters and stuff. So, oh, you're making a doggy sweater, are you? I thought it was a doll sweater you're making. I made a sweater for our Trickster Belle. That's the little French bulldog, but I don't think she wears it. I thought it was a doll you were making one for, yeah. Somebody said to me one time when I was saying, what should I make? What should I make for these craft fairs? Because over here, nothing sells in a craft fair, believe me, nothing. And somebody had said dog coats, and I thought, nah, you know, dogs are all different shapes, sizes. You know, you're bound to have made the wrong size, aren't you, for a dog? And I'm certainly not doing dog coats to order by them taking the measurement round a dog, you know, no. Not my thing at all. So it took me about 4 goes to make one for the dog, and she was here. You know, I kept measuring her. But she was only a puppy then, so she's grown. So I don't think it still fits her anymore. But hey ho. it's a over here, craft shows are different to what they are in America. Over in America, you can sell scrubbies, you can sell washcloths, you can sell whatever towel toppers are. I mean, in England, we don't know what the heck a towel topper is. And if I made one, people would be absolutely astounded, saying, why? Why would you need one of them? So it's difficult to know what to make. I went first of all with all my garments, and of course people don't go with that kind of money. They maybe go with £10 in their purse or something like that. They don't go with garment buying money. Yeah. I've given up doing things so much because I'm not selling anything, so I'm not adding to my inventory, as you know what I mean. I'm just making things as and when I need things, which means I'm hardly doing anything. Which is another reason why don't make as many videos as I used to. I used to be ordering new yarn every week. I used to be ordering magazines every week, so I had something to show people. Whereas now I feel I'm pretty boring, really, because I don't buy things hardly ever, so I've got nothing to show people. You know, and I'm sure people don't want to hear me waffling on every day about nothing and something. I can talk for hours about nothing, as you probably gathered. But, you know, I don't think people always want to tune in and listen to me waffle. Oh, dear. And then I usually finish up going down memory lane because somebody triggers me memory about something that happened in my past. And then I start wobbling on about when I was a kid, you know. I mean, somebody did say, oh, people like to hear things like that. I don't think, do they really? Do they really? Are they being polite, you know? I can't make actual dolls. I can't make amigurumis. I can't crochet on it anything with a face because they always look as though they come from a horror movie, you know. I'm no good. You've got to stuff little amigurumis in the right way or they go, don't they? Some people have got just a knack of it, haven't they? I mean, Kim, Blue Cherub, she makes them all and they look fantastic when she's done them. But mine, And also, you've got to be very careful in England about what you sell because it's all got to be safety standard this and safety standard eyes. In America, they don't seem to bother too much, but over here, whoa, they're on you like a ton of bricks, you know, if it's not got the safety standards and stuff like that. You know, you can't just make them because they're for children. Oh, dear me. The ins and outs. And then you've not got to make anything that looks remotely like a cartoon character. Otherwise, you could get sued for copyrights and stuff like that. So I usually leave everything like that well alone. Don't touch anything like that. I've no doubt they would. Yeah, regulations are terrible. Well, they're worse over here. I don't know what they are in America. But they're terrible over here. Anything that's construed to be for children has got to pass all these safety measures. I know it's ideal that you don't put eyes on that fall off and the kid swallows them or something. But then again, you know, a kid will swallow anything. They swallow buttons off a cardigan. They swallow bits of anything that they find lying about. Lego, they swallow it, stick it in their ear, stick it up their nose, don't they? A child is a child, and you're not going to stop them doing stupid things, you know, because they do. That's what kids are there for. That's how they learn. Stuff a piece of Lego up your nose and have to go to hospital and have it retrieved and you don't like it, then you don't do it again, do you? But kids today are so sheltered, they've no common sense anymore, have they? They don't know that it's a stupid idea to stick Lego in your ears, you know, because nobody actually tells them, do they? Don't put that in your ear, oh love, because, you know, it's got to get stuck. So I wonder we brought our kids up at all, when you think about it. And the amount of lead paint I must have sucked when I was a child of toys and things. I never came to any harm. Well, I don't think so. It's a moot point, isn't it, whether you come to any harm or not? Oh dear, the number of times we fell off our bikes, bashed our heads on the pavement, got hit by a swing, you know, round the back of the head, boom, because you walked in front of somebody on a swing. You soon learnt not to do that, didn't you, when you got hit by a swing? Bang, round the back of your head. Yeah, learnt not to do it again. And there was no such thing as safety flooring in these playgrounds. You just landed on concrete, didn't you? Or you landed on tarmac. fell off these things that went round and round and round. Now it's all health and safety, health and safety. Poor kids today can't play on anything without somebody assessing it. Yeah. Well, I was 45 because I'm an oldie. I was glad to have been born in the generation that I was, where we were safe to go playing out. We were safe to go out, and when the street light went on, you knew it was time to go home, didn't you? Apart from that, your mother didn't. I don't say she didn't care where you were. She did care where you were, but she wasn't worried about where you were because you were with your friends, and she knew for a fact that you'd all come home together. It was a wonderful, like, freedom. Yeah. Oh, mums today think everything's an allergy. Everything's this, everything's that. Oh, I don't know whether we've got EU. You know me, I'm not political, John. I don't know whether we've got EU laws. All I know is I was very upset when they made us take the cream out of ice cream. We were not allowed to use cream in our ice cream. That really upset me. Because ice cream today doesn't taste like ice cream. It tastes like gelato or whatever. Unless you can buy the proper one, that dairy, whatever it is, that's made with cream and stuff. But by and large, EU law said we couldn't do this. And it's like you couldn't make Eccles cakes unless they were made in Eccles, The laws that came out when we went in the EU were ridiculously stupid. You couldn't make Wensleydale cheese if it wasn't made in Wensleydale. What was going on? Cheddar cheese had to be made in cheddar. I don't know why. I really don't know why. With all these stupid regulations came out. We're not in the EU now anymore. So why can't we revert back to how we used to be? To me, cheddar cheese is the way you make it, yeah? It's not where it was made. It's the way it was made, yeah? The method. Same with Eccles cakes. Eccles cakes, it's the way that they're made. They're made with a certain pastry. They're made with currants and whatever. It's not where they're made in Eccles, Yeah, Cornish pasties have to be in Cornwall. Yeah. It's just bureaucracy gone crackers, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry, but everything goes mad. We're all crazy these days. It's like all these labels on food. I don't think you can over here, John. I don't think you can milk a cow and drink it. You could have privately, but you can't sell like unpasteurized. When I was a kid, a little float, whatever you want to call it, little cart used to come pulled by a pony or a little donkey or whatever it was, little horse. And you used to go out with your jug. And the lady used to pour the milk out of the churn into your jug. And you used to come in the house because we had those little doily things with beads on round the end. No fridges back in the day. You put it in the coldest place in the house and you kept it and you got your milk every single day. So it didn't go off because we're in England and the weather wasn't that hot. So, things don't go off. Yeah, now they're adding bugs, That's the trouble is hi Trudy, they take everything out of food, including the taste, yeah? I mean, my dad was a butcher back in whatever, be the 20s and the 30s. They didn't even have fridges. They had like rooms and with ice in them, but half the time they used to just hang up the meat in the shop. Same with turkeys at Christmas. The turkeys used to come in about 2 weeks before Christmas. They used to hang in the shop. No fridges. They used to hang in the shop. And now everybody's, fridge crackers. Everything's got a date on, yeah? It's stupid. Like my friend, she'll throw away cheese. And I go, what's wrong with it? She goes, there's a little bit of mouldy on it. And I'm like, cut it off. Just cut the mouldy bit off and eat the cheese. What's wrong with it? Nothing wrong with it. Yeah. The only thing I'm funny about, really, is something like cooked meat. I must admit, if it's cooked meat, I'm a bit more particular. I won't eat it. Or I wouldn't eat something like pate if it was out of date. But cheese and stuff like that. And a sell-by date on a lettuce, come on, you know. Sell-by date on potatoes, come on. Hello. What they want you to do is throw it away and buy more, don't they? It's all consumer. Yeah, what's a bit of mould on a bit of cheese? Just cut it off and eat the rest of the cheese, you know. I mean, cheese used to be, when you used to go in the old-fashioned shops, I don't know whether it's the same in America or what, cheese would be in a round. It would be stuck on the counter. It wouldn't be in the fridge, it'd be in the counter. And you went in and you said you wanted a piece of cheese, and they go with the knife and they say, how big of a piece do you want? And you go, about that much, yeah. And it used to come to you, didn't it, with the rind on it and everything on it. And it was usually hard or whatever. I mean, I was talking the other day about when you were making something like a cheese and onion pie, we would ask, it's probably a northern thing, we would ask for mousetrap cheese. I presume it's a kind of a strong cheese that made whatever. Now, if I say a mousetrap cheese, people go, what? You put it in the mousetrap? And I'm going, no. Yeah. And it's the same with the butter. The butter used to be in a big chunk like that. And if you wanted half a pound of butter, they would get it like that. And they would do it in wooden pats like that and pat it into shape. And they gave it you wrapped in paper. It didn't come pre-packaged in the fridge. You know. Yeah, we used to have a marble slab in our pantry where we used to put everything in there. And that used to be about as cold as it ever got, you know. And we had what we called a meat safe. It was a wooden little container with mesh on the front to stop the flies going in. And you put your meat and anything in there and you shut the door so the flies couldn't go in. It wasn't a fridge or anything like that. It was a meat safe. I mean, nobody had a fridge back in the day. Nobody died. We didn't die of food poisoning. I mean, now they're allergic to everything on to man. I was saying the other day, I grew up all through my whatever it was and never knew anybody that had an allergy to any food. Where's all that come from? Oh, believe me, I've got a long memory. But where have all these allergies come from? You know, allergic to peanuts. I never didn't. I grew up all of my life until I was probably about 50, never hearing of anybody being allergic to peanuts. Yeah, Shad does still come on. He's just moved house though, so he doesn't come on as much. He's moved into a tiny house. And he's in the middle of moving and doing everything and sorting it all out, but he does still come on. Yeah. He does show his face. Doesn't stay on a long time, yeah. Yeah. You remember the childhood, yeah. I'm glad I grew up when I did. I don't like being old, don't get me wrong. But I wouldn't want to be a child now. I think they don't have. Kids are arguing there. What are you arguing about? Is she annoying you? Is she bugging you? Yeah, but where did they all come from, Ruth? Where did all these allergies come from, you know? When we grew up without them, why have we got them now? Or why have people got them now? Is it in the food? Is it in the air? Is it all the additives they shove in food, you know, all these preservatives? And if you read the box of anything you buy, say you buy a ready meal, don't buy them often, but if you buy a ready meal, look at the box. You wouldn't want to eat it, would you? You know, to me, if you bought a ready meal with chicken, it should say chicken, shouldn't it? Not much else. Shouldn't say diddly dee, diddly dee. Half of the things you've never even heard of, yeah? And you're thinking, what on earth have they put all that in my dinner for? They're having an argument on. They're probably waiting for their dinner because actually it's about their dinner time now. Because when I came on, I didn't presume to stay on late, yeah? Hello, Alicia. Greetings from Switzerland. Hello. Can you not hear her groaning? She's grumbling because it's feed time. Rosie's singing. Are you singing to me, Rosie? Are you hungry? Are you hungry, darling? Is that what it is? Anyway, you've all kept me company. I'm going to have to go in a minute because I'm going to have to feed these animals. But I did only want to come off. Yeah, she's definitely getting hungry. What's the matter, Rose? Is it dinner time? She's got this stare. She's giving me the death look. It's dinner time. Don't you know it's dinner time? Anyway, I will be back on tomorrow at 9 o'clock. I do that every Saturday night if anybody wants to come and join me. So I am going to have to go just now. Yeah. I'm sorry, Trudy. I can't really do Fridays usually. Usually I'm doing other things. So she's getting really agitated now, as you can see. Where's she gone? You can see her or not. Rosie, come here. Rosie, come here. You see a little head bobbing over the top of me crochet? She is definitely hungry. So I better go. Anyway, thank you all for keeping me company. At least you've got me going on, you know, on here and getting some crocheting done. So you maybe started my lack of whatever. So thank you all very much. And I will say goodbye for now. Thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.